Hey, welcome back. It's time for another episode of TOMII Healing, the one show, maybe the only show, that shows you some alternative paths to healing and the people who've taken that journey and sharing their stories. So today, we're privileged to have one of them with us here today. We have with us Rajineeta Smith. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Rajineeta is an airline pilot, or not pilot, airline stewardess, right? You fly on big jets all over the world. And so you're on a feed a lot, and you do all these things. You're originally from where? From Fiji?
Yes.
Why would anybody leave Fiji? This is a paradise there.
Well, I kind of somewhat live in paradise here too,
Okay. Well, you weren't in paradise. You were in pain for a long period of time because when COVID hit, they cut back your flying hours, and you did what? You said, I'm going to use this time to lose some weight, get healthy. I'm going to start walking.
Start walking. And I was so excited. I'm like, okay, well, this is a reason for me to be at home, know my neighbors, and I started walking. So I started doing my walk in the early 2020, and I thought I was doing a great job walking around 10, 15,000 steps a day, which I thought I was doing a great thing, and every day was going good, except on the first week of July, I was walking, and I was around the corner of my house, and my leg gave up on me.
Wow. You didn't step in a hole, didn't twist it. All of a sudden, it just buckled under you.
It just buckled into me, and I'm like, is it because my shoes are old, or is it that what did I do? So by the time I walked home, I barely could walk home. I couldn't take my shoes off. So I go upstairs on the stairs, and my husband's like, did you stretch? And I'm like, I do stretch, but I think I'm going to do more stretch. And did that, and the pain kept on going more and more, and I'm like, what is going on over here? So I took some ibuprofen and, stretched, took a nice hot bath, hoping that it was going to get better.
Right.
And it didn't. So I finally called Kaiser, my insurance, and I'm like, you know what, this is what's going on. What can you do? Well, it was coming to the lockdowns where they were only taking people who was life-threatening emergency.
Right.
So to me, my number 10 pain was not life-threatening because I could bear the pain.
Right.
And it continued. So she was nice enough to give me some prescription medication.
But just as over the phone, they don't know if you've had a stroke or a heart attack or whatever. They just, based on what you've described, take this, see what happens. Hopefully it'll feel better.
Yes. So I was like, okay, well, just give me whatever helps me. It might be just temporary. So, they gave me my ibuprofen, my gabapentin, and, take this every 4 hours for pain. Take this at night so it would relieve you to go to bed.
Right.
I mean, I could go to bed, but
hoping it was a temporary condition.
Yes. So I did that, and I was still walking in pain. But again, the flights were not full, so I could sit down when I needed to. Or when I go into layovers, I would try to do walking, but most of the time I was just being in bed in pain.
Yeah, right. So finally, a couple months goes by, it's not getting better, and you said, I got to see somebody.
Then I finally called again, and I said, this pain is not getting any better. So they're like, okay, well, we have a doctor. You want to come see her? And I'm like, okay. So I walked in, and I couldn't get out of my car, so they had to get a wheelchair.
Oh, my goodness. Yikes.
So my husband couldn't come into the office because it's only patients with masks.
So he can't help you.
Yes, so he couldn't go, so they took me in the wheelchair, which I was kind of embarrassed, but, this is what I had no choice.
Right.
So I got in, I got a lovely doctor, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're in a lot of pain. And I'm like, I've been in this pain for months, and thank you for letting me come in so you can see what's going on. So she goes, and she's like, how long has it been going on? I'm like, wait, for a couple of months. So she's like, okay, well, if I can look at it, you might have something called the IT band syndrome. I'm like, what is an IT band syndrome?
Condition, something's out of whack, something's, whatever, nerves, muscles, something here. And
so she suggested, okay, well, we'll change your medication. And I'm like, okay, well, now I'm going to take more medication. Okay. Right. I'm more thinking, gosh, what about my liver, my kidney? And I'm, because I'm taking medication and the pain.
More and more people don't want to take all these pills. And again, no idea, the pills aren't there to help. I mean, to cure, the pills are there just to help you cope with it.
And so
until it goes away.
Yes. And she's like, well, what about physical therapy? And I'm like, they be able to get me into physical therapy because everything's shutting down.
Right.
She suggested going to a chiropractor. Well, that was so painful. And I was going into chiropractor, and they were like, "No, we can't do anything to you, Raj. I mean, because
You're in too much pain. We
too
can't
much pain."
manipulate your spine or
Yes.
anything here. All right. So in the meantime, she's saying what? Ice it,
Ice it,
hot packs.
hot pack.
Right.
And then she's like, "Well, we have to give you to a pain management doctor." And I'm like,
Right.
"Okay, how is that gonna go?" Oh, and then while we're doing this, we might have to take an MRI. I want to see if you got hurt.
Right.
I'm like,
Could be
"I didn't
something
fall."
more permanent, more serious. Doesn't
Yes.
seem like it would make sense, but you did that. And I know you told us before, another pain, months to get in, long time to get there. Meanwhile, this thing's going on, but you finally did. You got in to get an MRI.
Finally got an MRI. They told me I had a lumbar 3-4 disc damage. I'm like, oh, how did that happen? Okay,
Right.
at my early age. So I got
Not
that.
spine degenerating. You didn't twist it. You didn't fall. You didn't do the things that would normally lead to a disruption in your disc here. But that they finally, after this is what 3, 4, 5, 6 months, they
Gosh,
finally
this
said.
is- Yes, sir. 6 months later. So I finally got that. Then I finally had a pain management doctor. And of course, I cannot go see her because she's working from home. So she's looking at, diagnostics the doctors have given me to the MRI results. She's like, well, the next thing I have for you, Rajineta, is we'll change you some stronger pills. I'm like, again?
More
Okay.
pain. Wait, so we can manage the pain. We can't stop the condition. What was their answer to make it go away? Was it just surgery?
3 rounds of steroids, cortisone shots, and then after that, if that doesn't go away, then we will do a surgery in you. And I'm like, okay, well, when is going to be the first shot? Well, again, we're still in the midst of COVID, but I finally got to get a shot in January 2021. So now it's been a year of pain. I couldn't
Yikes.
travel. I couldn't sit. I couldn't do anything that I love to do. So finally, I'm sitting at home one day. My husband comes home. I probably slept for 16 hours. I'm like, this is not me. I cannot do this, Rajineta.
Yeah.
So I went on the computer and I'm like, you know what? Let me go on my website, same Kaiser website. Thank you. And I was like, I need to go alternative medicine.
Right.
Let's see what else would be not
Because
doing
I'm not
surgery.
ready to do surgery. That seems frightening. That may not even work. And in the meantime, all they give me is pain management, pain pills, pain cortisone shots, which temporarily relieve the pain but don't get rid of the problem.
So I found a couple of massage places, and one of the things said TOMII Healing. I'm like, TOMII Healing? Okay, it says acupressure and massage. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's my day off. I call this number. I got this lovely gentleman picking up the phone.
Who's
happy.
watching this whole show quietly
Yes.
here? Yes, right.
He's like, hey, this is TOMII Healing. And I'm like, oh, hi, this is what's going on. He's like, come on in. And I'm like,
That's always
just
a
like
surprise.
that?
Just come on in.
And I'm
See if we
so
can help you.
surprised. Yes. And again, it's COVID. And I was like, is he gonna take me in now? Okay. So I drove 5 miles. Thank goodness it was 5 miles. And I walked in and I'm in the parking lot. And I was like, I don't know if I can go in there.
And I don't know
Something's
what he's going to
telling
do.
me.
He's just going to massage it. And
Yeah.
I've tried this before. It's another version of physical therapy. It's pain. It hurts. Is it going to help? But you did. You went in.
I
You
took
tried
the
it.
courage to go in, and I'm like, let me see. And I walked in the door, and this nice gentleman is standing there with this big old smile. It's like, yeah, I'm
He's
Dr.
a-
Chang.
He's
and
a
how
healer.
you
He's there to help.
doing? Come
And,
on.
yeah, and he has this whole crazy belief, folks. Just if you've listened to some of the show, it's all based on Chinese traditional healing methods, been around for thousands of years, which is this belief, like the Indian Ayurvedic or Japanese Reiki, that there's energy flowing through your body, and that this energy, when it backs up or gets blocked, that leads to pain and problems here. It certainly can be a broken leg, a slipped disc, but they believe that your body can pretty much heal itself or can help itself if you find the blockage and get the energy flowing. Had you ever heard about energy flowing through your body before? Was this something new to you? And did you believe it? No, there's no energy flowing through my body. Come on.
Yeah, so I walked in there, and he's like, come on, I'm going to do this chi energy. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, anything to take the pain away. And he's like, no, I'm going to get you better in a month. I'm like, okay.
That's the first time you've heard that.
Yes, but it was a blessing. It was a life-changing experience for me. And I'm sitting here 3 years later, And I probably praised this and I've told this to everybody. So he took the chi energy and he said,
Chi
okay.
being the Chinese word for this energy, your energy in your body here. And he has this little wand. It's like a little magic wand, and he waves at her because that's his contribution. He was a scientist. Go listen to some of the shows where he talks about how he developed this. And he took this technology and said, let me measure the immeasurable, this tiny amount of energy that nobody even, Western medicine isn't even sure if they accept it's there. If it is there, they accept it because they do accept acupuncture and acupressure, and it is listed on more and more medical sites. So, and they know it has some relief for pain, but they really don't know much about it or why, and they certainly don't talk about an energy system and meridians that this energy flows. All that's out of Western medicine. That's Chinese medicine. So, what he did is he came up with a scientific approach. He found a way to measure the immeasurable, right, Dr. Chen?
Yes, measure the 12 meridian energy chi flow. The principle behind the TOMII healing system is the energy meridian pathway connection with your hand, your leg, with your internal organ, like your liver, your kidney, your spleen. And anything happen inside your internal organ, your fat liver or your gallbladder or your blood chi out of balance will show the pain, show the under your leg or
and
your
somehow
hand.
this scientific thing that you spent 10 years developing, it looks like just a little wand. It's really just measuring this imperceptible amount of energy there, and then you translate it into the software, which is the hard part, and it says what? It says that's the problem. There's the blockage right there.
Yes, I walked in there and he's like, okay, well, let me do this. And he's like, oh, your liver, your bladder, your kidney. And I'm like, what are you talking
What
about?
does that have to do with pain in
my
my leg?
pain on my leg. And he said, pain here, pain here. And so I was like, okay. So
Did he do it? Because full disclosure, I've been through this. That's why I talk about this.
Yes.
What amazes me is he says, "Here, I think this is your problem. This is what the little scientific wand is telling me here. The sensor is telling me there's a blockage here," and then he touches you in some other place. How about like behind your leg or behind your arm or on the upper shoulder? And you say, "I'll bet it hurts here," and you go, "Ow, yeah, it does hurt." How did you know it hurts there? Well, because that's part of the meridian tied to this problem, the lung. Talk about that, Dr. Chin. Why does the meridian flow? Why do you massaging my arm help my bladder or liver or lung or something here? How does one connect to the other?
Yeah, the meridian energy chi pathway is the connection, connect with the hand, leg, with the internal organ. Like there is 12 meridian, like a lung meridian.
And it flows throughout your whole body. So
heart meridian, and kidney meridian, blood meridian.
And this might extend all the way from your heart to what? Down to your leg or down to your arm or
yeah,
your
6th
back?
meridian is on connection your hand, and the 6th meridian is connect to your leg. It's connect to leg.
And so you start the massage at the point of blockage, which might be not physically at your lung, but someplace else in this meridian. As the energy flows, as that meridian, I don't really understand this other than to say if you go and you can see diagrams of this, you can go to his office, you can certainly look online. The Chinese mapped these meridians out years ago, but Western medicine doesn't accept that any of this exists, right? They don't say there's any
So
meridians.
we work on your hand and your leg. We can put the energy, relieve the blockage, and put the energy, install the good energy back to your internal organ, restore the balance of your internal organ, make your whole body healthy.
So it's all about balance, the
Balance,
chi, the yin and the
balance,
yang, like
yeah.
the diagram shows. We all know that. It's all about energy, getting it flowing again through your body. And if it does, then the body finds ways to get back in balance, and the pain goes away. That pain, that persistent pain, can be relieved. What was it relieved in your case? And if so, talk about it. What happened? He started waving this wand and massaging you legs and arms and everything. He didn't just go to your leg, all those other places that the meridian showed there was a blockage in.
Yes.
And what
So
happened?
he's like, well, I'm doing this chi energy now. You can go to the next room, lay down, and it's not like a typical massage place. It's so I'm just like, okay, well, so I finally got on the bed, and my shorts on, and okay, he's going to massage my legs and how he's going to do. So the way
it
he
feels like a
started,
regular
yes,
medical
it was
office or whatever.
And so walked in here, and then he presses right where the pain's been killing me for the last year. And he's like, there's a big knot over here. And I'm like, how do you feel this knot?
Yeah.
Like, how can nobody else, well, you know.
Nobody
And
else
he's
talked
like,
about
yeah,
a big
he's
knot
like,
there.
Look at this knot. Can you feel? And he's pressing on it. And I'm like about to scream, but I was being so polite because I'm like,
it
you
hurts,
know?
yeah.
And he's like, no, that's blockage right here. This is what puts blood in your legs, and that's why your leg is giving up on you, Rajineta. You know, we need to break this down.
We need to break up that blockage, because maybe it's the blood it's blocking, maybe it's the nerves it's pinching, or maybe it's just the energy. He would argue it's the energy is not flowing from one part of your body to the other.
Energy pathway.
Energy pathway.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, we got to break this knot. And then he's going down my leg and under my legs. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're killing me. But it was
It's like a deep tissue massage. I mean, really deep tissue
and
massage.
he could feel it. And the way he does is the kneading way. And it just amazes me how he can do it and
breaks
feel,
it up, relaxes it.
Yes, sir.
Opens it up, yeah.
So,
all right, so he starts doing all this.
And he said, well, how did it feel? I'm like, well, I can little breathe. And he's like, no. This is a 10 to 12 12 sessions.
Yeah, you didn't get here quickly. We're going to have to work this out over time
I'm
here.
like, sessions? I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. I have to go to work tomorrow. He's like, no. Just come in 3 to 4 days a week and we'll break this and you're going to be walking. No medication, no surgery, no more steroid shot for you, Rajineta.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay.
I'll try that.
And I walked out of there like I was so happy. I don't know how to describe this. So I kept on going again and again, and every day he would break that knot and, you know,
knead it, work it, massage it, all that stuff, open it up, right?
And, you know, give the cupping and, okay, well, here.
That's a whole nother thing. We'll talk about cupping some other time here, yeah. They literally put these like suction cup, these glasses on there, and the idea is to pull some of the toxins out of your body here. Yeah.
And he's like, how you feel today? Here's some, you know, some mulberry tea you have to drink, and you know, you
because
can start
it's Chinese
walking.
herbal medicine. Now, some of it's all about, there's herbs, there's acupressure or acupuncture, kind of the same idea. One uses needles, the other one uses a massage therapy. I like the massage one because it's not invasive. They're not sticking needles in you, but it's the same idea.
Yes.
Getting the energy blockage broken up. I say the acupressure has the added benefit. You immediately feel good. It's like a deep massage. You can find these knots, and we all have them, these knots. You know where they're at. And, oh, my back, my arm, my leg, or whatever. So I think, if nothing else, you get a deep tissue massage out of it. But he thinks it's much deeper than that, that you're actually opening up these pathways and allowing the energy to flow again. So did you buy any of this? Was this hard to accept, or were you just desperate? I'll try anything.
No, you know what? It was, but then I was like, wow, okay, this helps me. Let me do this. And you know, like I said, he was so confident, but in a very nice, polite way. He didn't say, don't go to the doctor, but let's see how this helps.
This is in addition to, you can still take your steroids and your shots, and if it doesn't work, there's always surgery down the road, but let's try something first and see if we can break up the blockage and if it really will improve the condition.
And then, you know, and he, you know, I was so comfortable, and then he's like, well, I'll tell you a story. This has happened to this guy, you know, have you heard of this thing? And I'm like, wow, seriously. And 3 years later, I'm sitting in a podcast with Dr. Cheng.
Yeah, you don't look
Dr.
like you're in pain.
Roberts,
You don't look like you're in a wheelchair. Right?
I still have that I still have bottles of ibuprofen in my, you know.
Just in case.
Just in case someday it might come, but it has been a life changer.
So you found relief. You found relief. The pain went away.
I found relief through TOMII Healing, and I had brought people, you know, I don't have any family members in LA, so when we have family members coming to visit me, as I was telling Mr. Roberts, you know, we had my husband's best friend who is a holistic chiropractor in Indiana with his dentist wife. They were here for 5 days, and I said, you have to get this massage, guys. And they're like, really? So I took them there, and they're like, wow, this is rejuvenating. And I'm like, he's like, I am flying in the air right now, Rajineta. I said,
well, because you feel it immediately. You feel something immediately. What? I still don't know if I understand or accept the whole underlying premise of energy and meridians and all this stuff, but the Chinese have been practicing this for 1,000 years. Indians practice it through Ayurvedic. Japanese practice it through Reiki and other things. This is not a new idea. It is alternative. It's outside of the Western medicine. This isn't what they teach doctors. They don't teach them about an energy meridian there. They may not even accept that such a thing exists. But we know that your blood and your muscles and your nerves are all throughout your body. We know that things are connected. And all I know is when he gets in there and starts massaging, it hurts. And when you do it, it feels better. And if you do it enough, in my case and in your case, the underlying pain, the chronic condition seems to improve.
Yes, I agree 120%.
Okay. All right. So you've been doing it for 3 years and you keep going. Now, does Kaiser cover some of this or is this all out of pocket here?
You know what? It's all out of pocket, but it's very affordable. And it's, I'm now after 3 years, I see where he comes from, how he says that, all calling and doing this. So now when I go to him, he, what's the word you use, Dr. Chang? Like I have to keep up with it, but it's not like I'm going for pain, but I'm just keeping up.
Sort of a preventative program.
Yeah, wellness.
Maintenance.
Well, maintenance. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like maintaining a car, keeping it running here.
And and so even my husband, I probably brought 20 people to see him from different walks of life.
And that's different than what we're used to. At least I was raised here in America. You only go to the doctor when there's a problem, and then you pay them to fix the problem, like a car mechanic. My engine's broken, fix the engine. And then you don't go back again. And yet more and more we're learning, well, you better do some preventive maintenance or the engine's going to break again here. So we're not used to doing preventive maintenance on our body. We're only used to paying for a result. Pay for problem. I've got a problem, go in, fix it. I hope I never see you again. And in the Chinese approach, it's much more, no, let's keep your body in balance. Let's keep this maintenance program going. We can not only let's get it balanced and working again, let's keep it working. And that's something I'm not sure Americans are used to paying for or doing. We just want a pill, go fix it, or a surgery, solve it. We don't want to, but more and more, look at what we eat, exercise, everything. We're learning to do more preventive maintenance on our bodies here. All right, well, I can't imagine a flight attendant of all people who can't stand, who has to stand for hours on end in this cramped little cabin here. I hate flying anyway. And if I was in pain, it would be even worse. But you kept pushing through it, and it took forever. And in the end, as with so many of these undefinable, not sure what's causing it things, they either come up with a surgery, let's try this, which seems pretty severe, because what if that didn't work? Does that make it worse? Does that make it better? Or it's certainly not something most of us want to go through without trying something else. Or they simply say, I don't know, here, take a pill. This will manage your diabetes. This will keep your cholesterol down. This will keep the pain manageable. It doesn't make it go away. It just is a way to deal with it. And what we're looking for is, no, I want it to go away, right? Sounds like it went away.
It did go away.
All right. Well, don't go away without telling us, Dr. Chen, how to reach you. Because this is something people are searching for, an alternative path. You have to accept, maybe you're going to pay some of this out of pocket. Maybe you're going to have to open your mind to some traditional, non-traditional ideas like energy and meridians and Chinese healing. But if you're willing to go there, and if nothing else has worked, how do they find you?
714-998-0128. We are mainly located in the Anaheim, California.
Right at the base of Anaheim
Right now,
Hills
we expansion to Northern California to another state. And next month, we are going to the San Jose for the American Massage Therapy Association conference. We will demonstrate our system and give the...
Because that's what's unique. We go back and listen. We won't go through it again.
Class, and then we have update our system, integrate artificial intelligence into our system.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. We're going to talk about that another here. So go see this. Join us again, because it's amazing, this journey, Dr. Chen's own journey of how he basically found relief for himself from terrible diabetes years ago. He was a scientist. He went through all the traditional Western approaches and wasn't getting any more answers than Rajinetta was, and started investigating this traditional, ancient healing, acupuncture, acupressure, energy, meridians, qi, all this stuff. that found relief for him, found relief for her, found relief for me. So I urge you, if you're in a position of persistent pain, chronic conditions, you're not getting an answer except a pill to cover it up, or a surgery, a severe surgery, try something else first. Look at some of these alternatives. And you can go to sites like Kaiser. You're listed on the Kaiser site and others, right, Dr. Chen?
Yes, we are the American health specialist and list on the Kaiser or several the
All right.
insurance.
Well,
insurance
more and more
company
they're looking for
website.
preventative cures. They're looking to keep people out of the hospital and out of surgery because it's so expensive and so can be complicated. Other things can happen. Nobody wants to get cut open. They don't want to cut you open. But that's really what Western medicine is based on. It's an intervention program. If something's severe, we'll go in and intervene. In the meantime, we'll give you a pill to kind of deal with it. And more people are saying, give me an alternative. Give me door number 3. Give me something else to try. And that's why people are trying things like herbs and acupuncture and acupressure and other sorts of things. And this one seems to have a scientific basis to it because you're actually measuring this immeasurable chi and getting to the answer quicker. If finding the blockage faster and unlocking it, as he's done in your case. So it sounds like, I don't know, judge for yourself, folks. All we know is Rajineta's story. Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, and please try this. It is a life-changing experience. So hope to see you guys there. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, there you have it. Another story on the path to alternative healing. If you're not getting what you want and you're looking to try something and willing to explore other ideas like Chinese traditional healing, check out TOMII Healing. And if nothing else, come back and hear some more stories.